Welcome everyone to the fourth episode of SecureDApp's X-clusive, our groundbreaking 6-week webinar innovation series. I'm Karan, your host for today, and I'm thrilled to have you all joining us for this live webinar. Whether you're tuning in from India or around the globe, thank you for being part of our mission to illuminate the blockchain landscape. Today, we have got an incredible session lined up. We'll dive deep into a timely and important topic and answer your burning questions. So, stick around, participate, and make this a fantastic experience. For those who don't know me, I'm Karan Sontake, Assistant Manager, Business Development and Growth at SecureDApp. I'm an engineer and an MBA as well. My passion is bridging the gap between cutting edge security solutions and the Web3 community, and I'm excited to bring you insights from today's session. Now, it's my pleasure to introduce our esteemed guest for today. We are incredibly fortunate to have with us Jitesh Kumar Thakur. Jitesh is the founder and CEO of Cubane, where he is leading the charge in building an FHE backed CCM powered Layer 1 blockchain infrastructure. Cubane is designed to address the most pressing challenges in industries like insurance, media, IPR, healthcare, SaaS, and beyond. Welcome, Jitesh. Nice to have you.
Hi, Karan. Thanks for your welcome. Hi, SecureDApp team. Thanks for hosting me.
Yeah, thank you, Jitesh, for joining us. The topic of today's webinar is Cubane, a new kind of blockchain for a new era of the internet. Let's dive right into our discussion. Are you ready, Jitesh?
Yep, sure. I'm excited.
Yeah. So we are. So, Jitesh, your professional journey is fascinating. Could you walk us through the path that led you to the creation of Cubane?
Mm-hmm. Well, thanks, Nikhil, that you have asked me these questions because this is really one of the interesting story I am having right now in my journey. Well, the Cuban journey has begun before most of the people knows that I have started building in Web3 space the DApp called Chatbug, which is a social messaging platform. And that was like my first experience in Web3, building a privacy first messaging app. And that taught me, and that taught me like a firsthand how existing ecosystem were not designed for a social and SaaS scale applications where user are like paying a gas fee just for like a single message, and developers are compromising their privacy and scalability to deploy. And this is how a Cuban born, which as you mentioned that a layer one its own consensus. So this is like my journey begin with the Cuban. So yes.
Yeah. So, what was the spark that inspired Cubane you have told us? So, how do you envision it redefining the way we interact with the internet?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's dive into the first Cubane, because this will give you better understanding about how we are actually making a difference and redefining the way we interact with the internet. So it's a very simple but a profound, I would say. If you think about like why is blockchain not a part of daily internet interaction yet, the answer you find very soon, because uh, the current internet or the current ecosystem is, as I said, that is not even compatible for a social and SaaS, and even a more, and they are more like they are more focused on the some section of this space, which is I believe are doing a great. But Cuban redefine the internet totally in a different way. We come with a few things, like the one is the privacy by default that we provide with our FHE, which is fully homomorphic encryption. So through FHE we execute, I'm also giving you like a few example of this so that the audience could understand like how this is totally changing in the space. So yeah. We actually stream, like we usually like stream chat and like create content, but none of it's fully belong to us as of now. Either data is export on either a public blockchain or maybe on like a centralized platform like in Web2. And I wanted to design a system where privacy, ownership, and composability are by default. That is not should be add-ons. So Cubane actually, come with like a privacy by default. As I just said that through FHE we execute, and let's give you an example. Like if your payroll or like a health data or creative IP, that will be computed with the without like ever being exposed, because we are using like FHEs. And another example, you can have like the composable SaaS. As I just mentioned, the SaaS will be now you can see on chain, and the developers can build their apps as easily as deploying a database, like we usually use a database in Web2. So this is will be the same and similar and very hassle free. So with a hybrid and private public options, a developer can deploy their SaaS and their apps on the chain. And also we are actually changing the way enterprises interact with the internet. So enterprises can actually use our one of the feature called a pre-mined block, that is helping them deploying instant their entirely new chain. An enterprise can crave out their own namespace inside the Cuban chain and can actually scale, build, and deploy this enterprise ready product on the chain. And this is how we are actually, redefining and creating a new world for the Web3 space. So, yeah.
Yeah, seems really amazing. Jitesh, a follow-up question. Can you please explain to our audience what is meant by FHE?
Okay, so FHE is basically it's like a cryptography, and that widely used in in like some of the Web2 company called Microsoft and Google. But in terms of in Web3 there is only one company called Jama. They are like a the biggest player in this Web3 space. They use the FHE. So basically FHE is a magic. Okay, I'm just also trying to give the examples to the audience so that they could understand a very better in a better way. So FHE is like where data is not I mean your data is already encrypted without exposing like what is inside the box. So let's suppose uh, you have some you have a box where 10 rupees is inside in the box, and now you have given this box to the someone people. Now there is a third person who wants to like check like whether like in which box the 10 rupees is having. Now if you look at the the FHE, what will do FHE now? FHE will actually check all the box without opening, and just to say like okay, this box has like a 10 rupees. So this is how the FHE usually works. And with this FHE, Cuban has like a more impactful and powerful solutions for enterprise. So yes.
Got it. Really nice analogy, Jitesh. So I hope audience will get to know more about FHE and will explore themselves a
Sure.
bit more about it. So Jitesh, we see many blockchains out there. How does Cubane stand apart from giants like Ethereum, Solana, and Polkadot, for example?
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, Ethereum is the one who introduced the the smart contract, but I think it was the very early days when like they introduced the smart contract and the solution. The smart contract solution was the something very innovative in this space. But somehow Solana, came with the scalabilities. But again, the Solana, Ethereum, and even like many more blockchain, they are still not able to solve one problem, that is the enterprises and the privacy issues. And as we know, like in the Web3 space, we usually say like a dilemma of blockchain, where you have to sacrifice one thing, like either you have to sacrifice decentralization or the scalabilities or a privacy. So having all of three in this blockchain space, it's a very difficult. So none of the blockchain were able to solve this problem. And no doubt Ethereum has like a better ecosystem for the developers, but when it comes to the enterprise grade solutions, Ethereum is not something can be used. Solana, more likely is a centralized server, and we knows about that. And Polkadot is good, but again, it's not better for. It's good for like interoperable, but it's not good for enterprise. So if I talk about how Cuban is actually different to these giants blockchains, so the first, as I mentioned, that Cuban consensus is one of the innovations which is actually in a process for a patent right now. So this is like one innovations that help us to make a solutions for the enterprises, because the enterprises is not something that can be settled within 1,000 or 10,000 or like 100,000 TPS. They need like even a beyond, even a more, and that consensus has a potentials to achieve like a 1.2 million transactions, although our initial target is 1.2. But in the future we are planning even go beyond like around 10 million. That is definitely going to be happen very soon. As soon as we launch our testnet and mainnet, then we'll be having a 10 we'll be working on the more transactions per second. So that consensus is like a parallelized validations where a cubes. So we actually call it cubes actually. So that cube has like a different node, like a one is validator node, and is another one is the transaction node. Through this we actually make the transactions parallelized, and making things more faster, and uh, that makes any consensus more better in terms of Cuban consensus. So yeah, this is one. The second one is L2FHEX, which is our execution layer. In this L2FHs, as I think I've mentioned, a pre-mine block. This is like a one of the best innovations that we have right now in L2FHE. So the pre-mine block, well, it seems like that is like we are aware about like a Cosmos SDK that helps to set your own private on your chain, but that is not similar case with the Cuban pre-mine block. It is a totally different. Although you can think about like a having your own side chain or app chain, but that is totally belong to the Cuban only. And the best part, either you can use the Cuban by default consensus, or you can add your own consensus, and that also allow you to access the public liquidity as well. And the third is like uh, the uh, the RDBMS solutions, and the enterprises always require the RDBMS solution, and this is where we also say that have we have like a unique solutions for the enterprises, because or not even the enterprises, even like any developer who are looking to leverage the relational data for for the blockchain. So now you can see after some time every enterprise or a developer would require like a relational data, and this is where Cuban actually fits into this. So yeah, these are like a three things that we do, and we says are unique solutions for the industries. So yeah, that's all.
Yeah, sure. So, Jitesh, can you adjust your camera a bit? We'll then go
I'm
ahead.
so sorry about. Yeah, I hope it's
Yeah,
fine now.
sure, no problem. So Jitesh, your tagline mentions a new kind of blockchain for a new era of the internet.
Hmm.
What does this new era look like to you?
Okay, let me think. Okay, so when I think about the internet, current, I always go back to the early days of the internet, like in the 90s. Many enterprises and government, they were experimenting with the internet. So that time of like internet, was a very like a private and permission network, and they are just for some for the they were just like for the organization's purpose only. We can communicate, like we can do the internal communicate, but it was not for the outer world, and that was for government and enterprises, and they were like isolated, closed off, and lack of the scalabilities, creativity, and as well as global interoperability. Then we see after a few decades, like after like a 1 decade, we see internet where where like a share and public and open infrastructure when anyone could build a website, an email system, or a social network. Now suddenly you see like we have like a permission kind of internet where innovation is happening, startup actually born overnight, and entire industries were redefined. And the internet scaled because it was a composable, and millions of small services built on the top of on the common foundations. And if I start applying, or if I start comparing this intranet or internet into the web3 space, as well as to try to connect you with the Cuban as well. So right now, blockchain, you can feel like a very intranet stage. It is like a very isolated and very closed off. So right now enterprises either use like private blockchains where the data is closed within the organizations. That is safe, but again it's isolated. And they also try for some public L1s like Ethereum, Solana, as you said, but that is a too transparent and often too expensive for a real world business logic. So the result, if you see, that is very fragmented ecosystem as we are already in. And either it's a too private or too open, but there is no bridge between them. So this is where actually Cuban comes, and we believe Web3 needs an on internet movement, or where isolations and closed door is not actually a solutions, but we believe blockchain provide a privacy enabled solutions as well as interoperable and composable infrastructure where enterprises and developer can build freely their solutions without sacrificing security compliance and the privacies. So if you look at how we also change the internet, you can see we are actually building the middle layer between the intranet and the internet, which is a privacy first modular. Uh, sorry for the interruption. So that is like a privacy first modular public chain with the private environment that feels like the internet but respect enterprise grade privacy as well. So yes.
Got it. So, Jitesh, what is the single most critical problem in today's blockchain and Web3 ecosystem that Cubane is sure to and determined to solve?
Do you mind to
Yeah,
read your question again?
yeah. Single most critical problem in today's blockchain and Web3 ecosystem that
Mm-hmm.
Cubane is determined to solve.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, there are like multiple problem I would say, but the as you said, the one single most problem, that is a privacy. Uh, and I would say, most of the blockchain are not more secure and more, powerful. When I say powerful, because I actually connect this privacy and, when it comes to the enterprise. And Cuban actually, work around the enterprise only because this is where, innovation is still lack in the with the blockchain side. So when like Satoshi designed Bitcoin, transparency was revolutionized. Was on the peak of the revolutionizing. And if you look at that, every transaction was public, verified, and immutable, which is like a which was like a trustless ledger. And this is how actually we start looking for the blockchain solutions. But after some time, transparency become a double-edged sword. Like one on hand, it was like ensure integrity, but at the another hand, we actually destroy privacy. So as I earlier said, that we this industries require a middle layer that solve both solutions at the same time, and this is where Cuban actually fits into this. So the one problem I would say, the privacy is one, but if we start looking for the beyond of the privacy, I think the scalability is something we should also start considering to solve, because we can definitely solve the privacy. We have already a solution in the market, but when it comes to the scalability, we have to sacrifice the one thing, either decentralizations, which is again the pillar of blockchain, but we have to have sacrifice what do I say, like the scalabilities, which is again the second pillar of the blockchain, and of course we cannot sacrifice either. So yeah, the privacy and the scalability, the most critical problem that we should solve, and Cuban is actually solving it.
Right. So, Jitesh, the solution is in the market, right? Or it is developed and you said testnet will be there. So, how much time will this testnet be taking, for everyone to get involved in?
Well, right now in the development stage, and probably in the next couple of months, you can see our first version of the testnet. So yeah, in the next 2 months, definitely everyone can start interacting with the Cuban. So
Yeah, got it. And let's get a bit technical. What's the core consensus mechanism powering Cubane, and what was the deciding factor in choosing it over the other models?
hmm okay. So yeah, so the consensus we are having right now, uh, as I was trying to explain to Karan, that Cuban consensus runs parallel transactions validation across modular unit called cubes, and we have like a coordinator nodes that actually finalize block by syncing cubes, and that reducing our bottlenecks and boosting our throughput. In the most of the consensus, we always see bottleneck problems, like let's suppose if there is a capacity, let's try to very uh, layman language, if there is a like a capacity for a consensus to handle only 10 transactions, and if 11 transaction happen, the next transaction goes into the Merkle tree, which we always say bottleneck, and that actually reduce the throughput of any chain actually. So if you look at the Cuban consensus, that is solving also, the more transaction it happens on the consensus on the chain, it become a more faster. So it actually scale linearly with the demand, which is like the more transaction happen, it become more faster. As I said, it actually follow the like like Tolerant and Byzantine resigns, which is a very important for a Cuban consensus. And of course, we also, use like GKTLC, and are even the timestamp that we use, which I mean, there is a, like a two type the timestamp. One is like on chain, which and the second is off chain. So the off chain timestamp used by Solana, and that also makes like a off chain protocol, and as well they have to compromise their the decentralizations. But Cuban use like on chain timestamp that make us more decentralization in compared to the any change. So yes, the Cuban consensus has actually two things. One is cubes, which has like a validator, and the transactions node, and that choose by uh, from within the network, and that makes a Cuban consensus more better and unique.
Yeah. Jitesh, we heard like about triple CM consensus. So, can you tell me more about that?
Come again?
CCCM layer one, right? What is this triple CM
That
consensus?
I was explaining that also. So so the full form of CCCM, it's a Cuban cubic consensus mechanism. So I was just explaining that also. That
Yeah. Yeah.
right now.
That's the full form of it. Yeah, got it.
Right.
All right. So, Jitesh, so you told me about scalability and decentralization. So, blockchain has a famous trilemma. So, how does Cubane manage to balance scalability, decentralization, and also security without making painful trade-offs?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I think I have already given like a very brief and I mean brief I would say answer of these questions. Like uh, Cuban understand and we have already faced this problem in the past, and we know how it actually make you more make you like put you in the worst situations when you try to build any applications on the blockchain side. And if I talk about how we solve the blockchain trilemma, so Cuban has the first thing is in the place that is a consensus that solve the scalability issues in terms of the this security. For the security purpose, we actually use FHEs that help us to keep every data to go through the FHE layer, and that make us more more safer. And in terms of the decentralizations, we in the consensus we do have like a two type of the node that make us more in the decentralization. And the best part of this, if you look at the if you look at the Cuban tokenomics, it has like a 50% of the token supply that is actually make more robust and decentralization participations in the network. So yes.
Yeah. So, talking about tokenomics, is there any the government has passed a gaming app right now? So, is there any bearing on Cuban's token or token mechanism? You said about 50% tokens. So, is there any bearing on Cuban's token mechanism? The gaming bill has been like passed right now regarding that. So
Mm-hmm.
there's a bit of doubt in the market. People are saying after this act is passed, maybe we can't be able to use tokens or launch tokens that easily. So is that true?
Well, launching a token again going to be a very easy for everyone. So I think I don't understand the the statement of the government right now. And to be very honest, I am not aware about this statement. So uh, it's hard to comment anything right now. But
Yeah.
of course, creating like a token in the blockchain space is always going to be easy. And as we have already familiar with the like multiples no code in the blockchain space, where you can just need to give the prompt or like what type of token you want to create, that can help you to create. Like there is already application in the place. So
Yeah. So, moving on, can you give us a sense of Cuban's approach to transaction speeds and gas fees, and how do you ensure efficiency while keeping the network secure? You have
mhm.
told a bit about this. Can you please elaborate a bit more?
Sure. Uh, so as I said, Cuban actually having a consensus that has potentials to achieve 1.2 million transactions per second. And that's so if like you want to understand like how the gas phase is optimized. So of course we actually use GK snark that help us to compress the gas phase, and the gas phase is almost near to zero. I don't say like zero, but yeah, it's almost like a zero for enterprises or even for general applications who wants to deploy. And yeah, in terms of the consensus it's like a 1.2 million. So if you want to go more deeper about the consensus, I would recommend to the audience to go through our the concept note that will give you more technical understanding of that consensus. So
Yeah. So, yeah, would like everyone to visit Cubane's website and also go through. White paper has been launched, right? Has been like revealed, right?
We do
Did,
have a V1. We do have first version of the white paper, but
yeah,
it hasn't include any of consensus or the FHs because the both of things are under the patent right now.
mhm,
So of course, even in the in this meet, I am not able to explain more about the this
yeah,
consensus and the FHs because of course I need to make sure that I am not revealing too much.
yeah, yeah,
So yep, because of like of filing a patent that is also required for us, and we believe that the innovations we have did in this space that definitely going to change overall the way we interact with the blockchain and even the internet.
yeah. Sure. Jitesh, did you build Cubane's architecture from scratch, or is it fully EVM compatible?
No, it's not a EVM compatible. So we built from the scratch actually, and if if I give you the the reason because when I was building a chatbot, we have already tried to use like a Ethereum. We actually fork Ethereum and tried, but it didn't work out for us. And then we have tried Cosmos to create like our own L2 or the we have tried like some other options as well, but every time we face the challenges of the scalabilities and sometimes we have to lose the decentralization as well. So the later we have decided to use to build from the scratch. And to be very honest, like the innovations we were trying to build in from the last 1 year, we couldn't find the the middle ground where these innovations can be implemented in the existing ecosystem, because if we try, we have to lose some one thing. So yeah, we were not ready to lose any of these things, because as I already faced the challenges, I do not want to face any other persons to face the same challenges that I was having in my past, and that caused me to almost like a 1 year, and I've lost almost a 1 year to build the solutions. And I think that that was one of my biggest mistake, I would say. But of course we learn from the mistakes. So yeah, the Cuban architecture is totally built from the scratch only.
Yeah, got it. So Jitesh, in a future where multiple chains coexist, how does Cuban enable cross-chain interoperability, and what role do you see it playing in the multi-chain landscape?
So what do you mean by the multi-chain future, like?
Interoperability,
So,
basically.
of course, so interoperability is something that actually we are working right now. We are finding a solution. So we do have couple of solution, and when we are in the experiment space right now, we are actually finding a more better solutions that the current solutions we have tried, but it didn't work out for us because we think that the current interoperability is not going to be handle our solution. So as of now, I do not have like a much information about Cuban interoperability, but as soon as I have, I will reveal on our socials and of course to you as well.
And the V2 version of white paper, right?
Yes, so
Yeah.
we'll be start writing our white paper in the next week. So our team is, I mean, even the 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 researcher team actually working on trying that they are trying to how that current interoperable can be more either better, or we can innovate something our own so that that interoperable will more effective in this space. So yeah.
Yeah, sure. Our audience will be looking forward to it. So, coming to the use cases and ecosystem, we are talking a bit about ecosystem. So, looking ahead, which industries or sectors are you most excited to see transformed by Cuban's technology in the next 5 years?
Hmm. Okay, so the one is insurance, I would say, because I have been into the insurance sector for a couple of years, and I know how fragmented and how corrupt insurance industry is right now. and this is where actually Cuban solving a problem for the insurance industries. Then media IPR, as we have already into the media IPR, in the media and entertainment and as well as social side. So yeah, the media is something going to be uh, you can see like after a few years that media has been changed through a Cuban. Healthcare, governance, and the finance sector like a DeFi. So these are like a five that we are more craving to solve the problem. So yes.
Yeah. So, can you give us a sneak peek at some of the early use cases or pilot projects that are already being built on the Cuban blockchain? So maybe there not might not be already, but some that may be in the pipeline.
Mm-hmm. So okay, so there are few products that we are actually working right now. As soon as our testnet V1 comes, we'll start integrating all of those. So the one is Chatbook, which I have already said, which is a social messaging platform. The second one is insurance SaaS product. Third will be a TokenX, which is already built right now. I mean, the MVP has been already built, and as soon as I launch that V1 will integrate all of these things. So these are the three things you can see in the future. These are the three applications will be the the first kind of the experience uh, for the like a user who are looking to use or like who are looking to use case of the Cubane. So yes.
Yeah. So, building a community is key. So, what is your strategy for onboarding developers and
Mm-hmm.
fostering a vibrant builder ecosystem around Cuban?
Okay. So, a community team and the marketing team are very clever, and I would say very experienced in this industries, because we always talk about how we can make difference to others. And in terms of the onboarding a developer, we do not rely only on the marketing and the or like on just like a hype, but we also provide a solutions to the developers, so they actually they do not only join, but they stay within the community. So for them, we do have a couple of a feature. One is like a no code, which is our Cuban dev suite. The second one is the DevX, which is you know uh, in AI powered writing, where developers can actually use this DevX to write or like explain their documentations part. So this is like a one area of our community. They are working to onboard more and more developers. The second, our plan will be to organize like a hackathons and give a grants. Of course, this is very generic, but of course we have to follow. The third, that we are onboarding universities and colleges. We have already two colleges, and we do have like a few more in the pipeline. So we are actually partnering with the colleges and universities to bring more developers to come to join our community. So yeah, these are like a key area that we and our team is working to onboarding developers and building the community.
So, Jitesh, will Cuban have its own native token? We have
Yes.
talked a bit about token already. So, if so, what is its essential role within the ecosystem?
Mm-hmm. Well, it since it's like a the native token of the Cuban. So the first utility will be a transaction fees and gas fees, staking. These are the things that will be of the use case of the Cuban. But yeah, if we start looking the beyond, then of course there is a governance protocol also there, which is going to be used for the curves, and the ecosystem and the product that we are actually building a chatbot insurance SaaS product, which is going to be a very important for the which is actually going to be a very important for the curves tokens, and then the token X. And so yeah, these are the like a use case we will be having. for the Cubs token. So if anyone have the Cubs and will buy the Cubs, they do not only pay for the gas fees, but they can actually use this Cubs tokens to interact or use within the ecosystem. So of course it has actually use case.
Yeah, got it. So talking about future, so where do you see Cuban positioned in the global blockchain landscape 3 to 5 years from now?
The Cuban positions, okay. So I believe there is a time where, as of now, there are more than 100 of layer ones, and every month I see the new layer one comes, and if the bull run, then of course you can see every week there is a new layer one comes, and we can already you know familiar with 100 plus blockchains, and out of these L1s, there are only 4 and 5 blockchain they are currently working right now, like Ethereum, Solana, Polkadot, the Near, uh, like these are like a few names we often hear. And after like a 5 year, we can see only 2 and 3 blockchain they are actually working within the space, and they are solving. And out of this 2 and 3, there will be only a one blockchain who are more bigger in the industries, and and only those or only that blockchain become bigger who actually solves the more problems of the enterprises governance and the developers. And if you see, you can see the Cuban is like one of the blockchain who are sitting on the top, and the rest of the blockchains like XYZ ABC, they are actually just for like they are just like a for good for nothing. But of course as Cuban, we see that Cuban is the one who are actually solving, who are going to solving almost the most of the problem that that industry has. And beyond this industry, so like in even the web 2, we have couple of solutions. So of course Cuban will be on the top, and like any other blockchains, uh, just like solving a very either basics problems, or they are just supporting to these industries only. So yes,
Yeah, and the one who solves more problems, layer two will be built on top of it, right?
we would not require even an L2 in the future.
Yeah. All right. So, talking a bit more about Cuban's infrastructure. Let's take talk a bit about partnerships right now. Are there any plans for strategic partnerships with enterprises, governments, or Web2 platforms to accelerate Cuban's adoption?
Yep. So I think I just mentioned that we have already partnered with the two, colleges, and we are actually working to, partner with some of the government entity like Niti Aayog and more. But as of now, we are working on the V1 testnet. As soon as we have the testnet V1, we can actually start presenting our solutions to the government and some industries in terms of the enterprise or like industries partnership. So we do have a few name in the partnership list. Like one is from the US market, which is Elevator Labs. They are working in prop tech industries, and they are actually doing almost a 1 million ARR. And then we do have we then we do have like I forget the name. uh so they are into the media space, and they are building actually OTT platform. It's similar like Hotstar, but in a more way where content will be showing within like a 60 second, or like a 30 second. And then like we have few more partners, IDD Labs, and they have almost 20 plus product in their bucket. And yeah, like we are looking forward to have more, partner with enterprises like insurance and media IPR. So yes.
So, couple of final questions just to sum up our discussion. So, Jitesh, how do you envision Cubane shaping the future of decentralized applications and the broader internet as a whole?
Can you rephrase your question?
Yeah. So, shaping the future of decentralized applications and broader internet as a whole, how does Cubane envision this?
Okay. So, Cuban itself has a potentials to, change the way, the developer deploy their dApps on the blockchains. And we believe, and even the vision of the Cuban, even it's like where innovations meet with the builders. And sorry, I forget your questions. I was thinking something, then suddenly some example came into the mind. Could you please repeat once your
Yeah,
uh,
sure. Sure. How do you envision Cubane shaping the future of dApps and the broader internet?
Yeah. So yeah, as I was like talking about, like we believe that innovation meet with the builder and builder meet with innovation. So as we do have like features like a no code and DevX that helps to any of the developer to deploy their dApps within a second and build their MVP within a second. And I believe when I was building a chat bug, I actually given like a year to deploy and to test out and everything. So the no code and DevX actually helping any of the startup founder to deploy their MVP within um, few minutes. So with this, they can actually save their time to building their MVP, and they can showcase to the world and move forward to the next plan. So where developer are looking more scalable, privacy oriented, and the decentralizations. Cuban is the one actually, Cuban is actually for them, and builder who are looking to innovate their solutions, or build a society where everyone uh, you know gain more benefit of their innovations, and they do not just focus on the money, but they focus on the solution that helps to create society more better. So yeah, the Cuban vision is something like you can see where developers and innovator comes in the picture and make the society healthier and more better. So yes.
Yeah. So, just to sum up this with a final question before we open it for the audience. Uh, Finally, if you had to sum up Cubane's mission in a single sentence for someone who is completely new to the blockchain, what would it be?
Mm-hmm. Okay. So I think I just told that Cuban believes in the innovations, and we believe that innovations meet with the builder. And uh, in a very simple and a very one liner, I would say uh, internet missing privacy layer, and this is something we say our mission. So
Yeah. So that's it. Let's open it for the audience. So we have received some amazing questions for the audience that is watching us on YouTube as well. So some questions I'll take. We can't take every question. So let's choose a few. So are there any apps or projects already live that I could try today? So we have
no.
discussed this a bit.
No, no. So you guys can see, the some of the product very soon, probably by the end of this year, and hoping that our test will be even coming on the next 2 months. So yes, by the end of the year, you can definitely interact with some of the applications that built on the Cuban.
All right. So there's another question. Do I need to understand crypto to use apps on Cubane? or will it feel like a normal app?
If you are a developer and if you have ever used a Web2 stack, then I think you don't need to entirely understand the crypto, but yes, you should have the basic understanding of the uh, the blockchain tech stack. Otherwise, it will be a more difficult and will take more time. Although we do have a no code and DevX will help to save your time to learn. So yeah, having a basic knowledge will help you to build very faster. So yes.
Yeah. So there's another question. How would using Cubane make my everyday internet apps like social media, payments, games better?
How Cuban makes which platform?
How would using Cubane make my everyday internet apps like social media, payments, games better?
Okay, so okay, so again, I think I have already spoken about the problem of this space, and as we are already using the application, it's a very fast scalable, it's already scalable, and the user experience is something we actually like it, and we if we give like this phone to our parents or like applications to our parents, they could even understand within a 1 and 2 days. But in terms of the blockchain applications, even it's hard to understand Web2 developers sometimes. So to making a more easier for this space and the society, so we do have all the solutions in the pipeline so that we are working. And in terms of making a more connectivity to the world through the Cubane, so we are working like a chatbot, insurance as product, media SaaS product, and RWF product that makes more everything a more connectivity to the world.
Got it. So this is a tricky question. Maybe I've touched this a bit earlier. How is Cuban like handling laws and regulations?
Uh, yeah, that's actually a tricky question. So well, uh, okay. I think the better answer you guys could expect from the legal person who is into this. But yeah, since we are founder, we have to take care of everything. So of course, right now we are focusing to get registered in somewhere where the challenges are more lesser, and maybe Dubai or maybe Malaysia or Cayman Island or somewhere else. Although it's a very contradictory to say, but and even I don't know how it's gonna uh, or like how anyone going to judge this statement. But of course, uh, building a blockchain startup in India, it's kind of a difficult when you have a token, and of course you need a token if you are building a layer one. So as of now we are registered in India, but of course we'll take care of like how things can be more smoother for us. And as well as I think I believe in Indian government and Indian who are actually Indian bureaucrats who actually take care of our laws and everything. So I believe they will come with a better solution so that we do not register some other like countries or like some other place. Rather we focus to start registering in the India only. So of course we'll see how it goes in the future. But to answer your questions, uh, as of now we register in India, but we plan to register somewhere where actually we feels more safer, because we want to innovate, we want to build something better for society, and at the same time we have to focus like where these problems does not bound us. So yes.
Yeah. So let's sum up with a final question, much easier. So can you tell us the difference between layer one and layer two?
Between what?
Layer 1 blockchain and layer 2 blockchain.
Okay. So, okay. So the layer one is actually, uh, I would say, it's like, I'm just trying to, bring some uh, examples for audience. Uh, if we ever use any, any of like, a adapt like for non-technical person, I'm trying to make this understand, like if we ever use like any applications that is built on some kind of the backend applications, and where everything is on the top of the backend, and we interact with that only. And for the like a technical person, so the it is like a main highway system kind of, where example like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana, and uh, they handle like all the traffic directly, whether they own rules, which is we say is like a consensus and securities. And the layer 2 is like a more express lens built on the top of highways, example like Arbitrum, optimism, that is built on the Ethereum. And they have like they we call like a L2, and they take some of the load of the main chain by processing by themselves, and that actually settle on the L1. So this is like a difference between the L1, L2 for the non-technical persons. So I believe this very simple analogy could help to any of the audience who are actually watching this podcast. So yes,
Yeah. So basically, layer 1 is like a highway, and layer 2 are like flyovers built on top of that highway.
true.
So
Yes,
which will make traveling more faster and easier.
yes, yes.
Oh, perfect, perfect. So let's. So this brings us to towards the end of the session, Jitesh. So Jitesh, thank you so much for joining us today and sharing your incredible insights on Cubane, a new kind of blockchain for a new era of the internet. Your expertise has given us a lot to think about and act upon as well. Any final words for our audience, Jitesh?
Well, the one thing I could say right now, uh, the internet has been evolved, and uh, every one is trying to look to something built, and everyone wants to have their own something on. And I would recommend to as I have already vested, I mean, I would say like given a more time to learn these things, where everyone wants to build something, and then they test out like whether this is going to be work or not. And they just focus on uh, I would say like just do some research before you build anything, and keep everything documented, because this will help you a lot. Because in my early days, I just focused, if I have idea, I just start working on it. I don't think about whether it's going to be work or not, and later I find, okay, this is actually not going to be work. So it's better, whatever the idea you have, try to build only the MVP part, or maybe try to document everything on the paper first. This will give you more idea of your of your like startup, or like your business, like whether this is required for the industries, or you are thinking this is the problem because you faced only problem. So yes, keeping everything on the documented, and try to execute as soon as you can, so that you can move forward to the next step. So yes.
Yeah, so that's a great takeaway for our audience. So we hope to have you back soon, Jitesh, in the season 2 of SecureDApp's exclusive. And a huge thank you to all of you, amazing audience, for tuning in and making this webinar so interactive. Your engagement drives our mission at SecureDApp to build a safer digital India. For all our viewers, if you found this conversation valuable, please remember to like this video and subscribe to SecureDApp's YouTube channel for more deep dives into the world of blockchain and Web3. Your engagement helps us bring more expert insights like Jitesh gave to you. Also, mark your calendars for 9th of September, same time, when we'll be back with another inspiring guest or guests and a new topic. You don't want to miss it. That's all for today. Stay safe online, keep exploring the Web3 and blockchain landscape, and we'll see you next week. On behalf of SecureDApp's Exclusive, this is your host, Karan, signing off. Take care.